Good morning, everyone. All good things come in three parts. Okay, I don't like that. Uh, we're going to the farm today, so I'm very up. I was up at 3 o'clock. Uh, so I would have time. That's how I do it. And I'm very excited to go to the farm. And it was not easy to just leave to come here and take care of my youngest granddaughter, which could take a few years. Because I'm very proud of what we built up there and managed to do, which was a monumentous task. And now it is in the hands of other people at the moment, including our animals. And I'm very, very grateful to the people who are there. And it took some letting go. Though I'm being informed over most things that are happening there, some things are being done. I have to say, hey, wait a minute. I feel like you're overstepping your boundaries here a little bit, this and that. Then I have to check myself and go, wait a second. Stop right there. This has been a problem among mankind for a long time. Ownership. I own this. I own that. This and that. And due to the fact that the Europeans a long time ago brought that type of attitude and behavior to this country, caused what? Yes? Because from what I've read, uh, when it comes to the principles of creation in our surroundings, the Native Americans didn't feel that kind of, did not exhibit the kind of ownership that we do when it comes to stuff like that. It's true. Huh? And it caused all kinds of bloodshed. It caused all kinds of misunderstandings. And the extermination of just about a people. Very sad, isn't it? So I want to go back to what I've talked about, that my dear sister in faith, Kathy, had brought up many, many years ago in our church, and on how one's not looking for someone to constantly praise you and acknowledge you and this and that. The being heard part is and to integrate other people's ideas is what is being respectful, is then where how you work together. And that seems to be something that seems to be, to me, a lot of people in our movement are struggling with. Especially when you suddenly are not in a community anymore where that you used to have to support you, and you did all the same thing, you believed all in the same thing, kind of, this, that. And the rift now that's going on in our movement is absolutely sad to me. And I can see on how that will drive people away. And it shouldn't be driven away. You should become stronger through it. Yes? Yeah. if you're driven away, I go back to Jesus' time, and what did Peter do? Suddenly things didn't look so good anymore. And what? The people who had followed Jesus started to deny him. Yes? Yeah. True parents to me are both father and mother. Done. They are one. And when I talk about Jesus and compare what happened at his time to what happens at this time, I'm talking not just about father. I'm not just talking about mother. I'm talking about the both of them together as our true parents. Always. Yes? That seems to need to be made clear to people, and I think that's a silly thing to have to do. You can't separate those two anymore. It's just like, God didn't separate Adam and Eve either after the fall. He just sent them out of the garden, and he says, well, go on now and work. Work for what you want. I was going to give it to you all, but now you got to go and work for it, kind of thing. But he didn't separate them. They had their children, many of them, supposedly. So, there you go. God doesn't separate a couple just because. And, again, with what is laid at true parents' feet, to me, is just ludicrous and ridiculous. But I think it also has to do a little bit with we have to let go on thinking that we own true parents or that we own either father or mother, even at their prospective times. We don't own them. They don't own us. It's all about doing it together. And if we can't show that to the rest of the world, it's going to take so much longer. Yes? Yeah. For it to all be done. For everyone to get on the same page. To truly, yes, find that peace. Mm. To just acknowledge on how every person that's ever been in our movement and has accepted the divine principle and true parents, even if they didn't get the blessing, something happened and they moved off again. They're instrumental to God's restoration plan. Every one of them. Every one of them is important to our Heavenly Parent. I could say a whole lot more here. The one thing that, for example, for me with the farm, and having been the driving force there, the owner, now that due to circumstances, I have willing people to take care of what is mine, I have to treat them with absolute respect and courtesy and let go of some of the ownership. Yes, if not all of it. We have to remember, we're not here for a whole lot of time. And if you're planning to be obstinate about ownership over stuff, make sure you dig a big enough hole to take it all with you when you go. Just saying. Yeah, see? Perspective. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share. Yes. My last thing here before I start is I want to thank every brother and sister out there that has stood by true parents. Yes, stood by the true family, one way or the other, and worked and helped out and kept true parents' purpose alive and going. Yes, that's what it is. The true parent's purpose and path is nothing without us. Can't be done without the rest of us. All of us. Every one of us. And there is that. So thank you. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to myself. It's amazing. It's amazing what people can do when they pull together. It's also amazing what people will do when they start to fall apart or divide. Yes? This is a hurdle we have to overcome. All of us have to overcome that. Yeah. So, it's not about true parents. It's not about what they do now. Father in spirit world, mother on earth. It's what are the rest of us doing. Yes? Yeah. There. Let's keep the path, the purpose of true parents going. Yes? There's a lot of work needs to be done. There. Okay. Still. And to claim ownership over this or that, decide, is fruitless. Absolute 100% fruitless. We met true parents because we know right from wrong. We know that a change is needed in this world, was needed in this world. That's why we met true parents. Yes? So, what has changed? Absolutely nothing. I ain't gonna go and fight with people over a few words. That's so dumb. Okay. Anywho, let's keep going. Proud of everyone out there. I wanted to tell you that. Yes. And if you want to comment here, if you're one of them, let me know. Some of you do in your own way, yes. Then I will listen. Yes. Not lament stuff. I don't want to hear that. Don't do that. Just tell me all the great stuff that you done out there for true parents and God's restoration path. I want to hear about that. I want to hear how you feel about yourself when it comes to all that. Yes? How do I feel? I feel great. I feel I'm doing what I need to do, what I'm capable of, and have done. I'm proud of myself. Got to be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. You do get to do that. Okay? Yes? We don't get cocky about it, but we get to be proud of ourselves. All right. So, I know it was a little disjointed this snap, but it is early in the morning, and I've only had one espresso, so. And my mind's already on the farm. Yes. All right. The book of Job 38 is super chapter 4. The discourses of Yahweh. Jeez. First discourse. Job must bow to the Creator's wisdom. You know, I find the titles intriguing, but then what comes after, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I'm assuming that someone wrote this masterpiece of poetry all in one. That's the thing, like a script kind of thing. And then someone came and started to dismantle it and decided that in order for it to be put into the Bible, they're going to throw all these titles on top. Okay, find that really weird because it's not computing at all. So it's almost as if someone said, we're going to take ownership over this masterpiece of poetry about this guy and his friends talking about, yeah, and we're going to make it some kind of a lesson in the Bible. Not sure what. No. I know what, but not going to go there. So it's a Job must bow to the Creator's wisdom, which is what exactly when it comes to this story, right? Yes, not questioning God's wisdom. I'm saying, how does that fit in here on how they're describing who God is and what he does and what he doesn't do? Really? Just saying. Then from the heart of the tempest, Yahweh gave Job his answer. He said, well, that's interesting. Now God's talking. Though we were told he never talks back. He never says anything. He just thunder and lightning. All right. I guess that's how they think God talks. All right, okay. Who is this obscuring my intentions with his ignorant words? Brace yourself like a fighter. I'm going to ask the questions and you are to inform me. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundations? Oh, tell me, since you are so well informed. Who decided its dimensions, do you know? Or who stretched the measuring line across it? What supports its pillars at their bases? Who laid its cornerstone? To the joyful concert of the morning stars and unanimous acclaim of the sons of God. Oh, that's interesting. Who pent up the sea behind closed doors when it leapt tumultuous from the womb, when I wrapped it in a robe of mist and made black clouds its swaddling bands, when I cut out the place I had decreed for it and imposed gates and a bolt? Come so far, I said, and no further. Here your proud waves must break. Have you ever in your life given orders to the morning or sent the dawn to its post, to grasp the earth by its edges and shake the wicked out of it? What's God's bragging here? Oh my gosh. Okay, bragging, not in a good sense. How's that going to help anyone who's dying or not feeling well or grieving? Okay, just saying that. Have you done it? Okay, and who is he actually talking to? Okay, he's talking to Job. Now, all right, so the next in line after Elihu was who? Okay. If I remember, I'll tell this story again, which just came to my mind, that I had with Jesus while at work. Have you ever in your life given orders to the morning or sent the dawn to its post, to grasp the earth by its edges and shake the wicked out of it? She turns it as red as a clay seal. She tints it as though it were a dress, stealing the light from evildoers, and breaking the arm raised to strike. Have you been right down to the sources of the sea and walked about at the bottom of the abyss? earth referred to as she here. Interesting. So that's where that comes from. It's in the Bible. Have you been shown the gates of death? Have you seen the janitors of the shadow dark as death? Have you an inkling of the extent of the earth? Tell me all about it if you have. Which is the way, yet the way to the home of the light? And where does darkness live? You could then show them the way to their proper places. You could put them on the path home again. If you do know, you must have been born when they were. You must be very old by now. Oh, well, that's interesting, that last part. Kind of goes with what I said, Bat, right? Yes? You could, which is the way to the home of the light, and where does darkness live? You could then show them the way to their proper places if he would know. If. Right? So in a way, it's interesting on how this is suddenly going. So see, I'm finding something here. In the direction of, what's your base for accusing me? Yes? I kind of feel the same way in our movement. What are the bases of accusing someone, actually? Not having walked, not having done what the other person has done. And then either belittle it, or yeah, thanks, you're done now. Huh? Yeah, it kind of goes right along. So we're getting something here, right? Yeah. That I can actually, in a way, use to teach. And on what I've talked beforehand about ownership as well. Yes? Yeah. Okay. You must be very old by now. Yeah. First generation is what I talked about as well. Have you visited the place where the snow is stored? Have you seen the stores of hail, which I keep for times of distress, for days of battle and war? From which direction does the lightning fork? Where in the world does the east wind blow itself out? Who bores a channel for the downpour or clears the way for the rolling thunder, so that rain may fall on lands where no one lives, and the deserts void of human dwelling, to meet the needs of the lonely wastes, and make grass sprout on the thirsty ground? Has the rain a father? Who begets the dewdrops? What womb brings forth the ice? Who gives birth to the frost of heaven, when the waters grow hard as stone, and the surface of the deep congeals? Of course, now we know all that, right? At that time, they didn't know a thing. Now we do. So this does not apply anymore now, right? Yeah, we do actually know now, and this and that, and it's how it works. But here's the thing. Even to this day, I've mentioned this scientist, I can't remember his name, maybe John something, who said, I believe in God. The reason I believe in God is because, and not aliens, is because I studied the universe and the earth and on how everything is set up so perfect, and how long it must have took to set everything in place just so. He said that from studying for, whatever years, all this, he came to the conclusion that there can only be one such system in all of the universe because of its complexity, because of its wonders, amazing, just every little thing. He says if one thing would be out of place, Earth could not sustain itself. We wouldn't be able to live here. One little thing. That is zinc. Yes? Yeah. So, every storm, as I said, in the way here that it is explained, I do like it. And, okay, now from God's perspective, Every snowflake, every hail ball, whatever, pebble, has its purpose. Not to hurt us, destroy us, to keep sustaining what we got. Yes? Anyway. Have you visited the place where the snow... Oh, blah, 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 did that. Can you fasten the harness of the Pleiades or untie Orion's bands? How did they know already about Orion at that time? Or Pleiades? Orion's bands. Talking about the sky now? Alright, might be something different. Can you guide the crown season by season and show the bear and its cubs which way to go? Have you grasped the celestial laws? Could you make the writ run on the earth? Aha! I find that interesting. Celestial laws. Have you grasped the celestial laws? Right? Yes? What are they? Astrological stuff or astronomical stuff? Huh? Guidance or superstitious baloney? Yeah. Guidance, right? Direction, right? That's what the stars are for. Yes? All right. Not for us to let mind fantasies run wild, right? Yeah, I shouldn't believe all that. It's not very intelligent to do so. Just saying. Could you make the writ run on the earth? Can your voice carry as far as the clouds and make the pent-up waters do your bidding? Will lightning flashes come at your command and answer, here we are? Who endowed the ibis with wisdom and gave the cock his intelligence? Whose skill details every cloud and tilts the water skins of heaven until the dust solidifies and the cracks in the ground close up? Another thing I want to mention is that you can tell that I'm very intrigued by these words now. Coming according to the masterpiece of poetry, whoever wrote this down, from God. Why? Why am I? Why? How come I'm not? Well, it's not like this. It's not. Because it actually is. Not sure how this is going to help Joe, but I trust God. I trust God and His wisdom. I really do. I don't have any kind of beef with God. None. Zero. Okay, sometimes I wonder about men, but the men. What were you thinking, Father? What were you thinking? You just called me Father. Yeah, I know, but that's different. It's not the same, right? Yes? Again there too. Where's your thinking when you're calling God Father? Right? Yes? Oh, a father? Are you thinking of a father that has fathered a child per se here on earth, and that making the love way, and then starts to raise the child or not? Yes? Okay. I don't think of God in a father like that, as a father like that. That's, to me, is different. Yes? The terms father and mother are what? All about what? Love. When I say Heavenly Father, I think of love. When I say God, lots of love, because I grew up with the name God. That's that. Heavenly Parent, it overflows with love. Yes? I think it's not about on how God is addressed. It's how ready are you to address God with what type of love? What type of love do you see when you think, okay, when you see God? Can you see God? I can. Can you hear God? Uh-huh. Can you smell God? Absolutely. So these terms, mother and father, are endearing words, aren't they? Why don't we just could have called my mom Emily, my dad Werner, then later Walter, right? Why aren't we calling our mother and father by their names? For the same reason, I guess, that we call God, Yahweh, Heavenly Father, Heavenly Mother, Heavenly Parent. Do you understand? Yeah. So, but is that love in the way that we are comfortable to address God, or in any way that we address Him? Isn't the words? It's what comes with, in from us to address our Heavenly Parent. Yes? Depending on how I receive the guidance, how the guidance feel, I call the amazing Almighty, yes, God. Often when I feel teaching time. Then when I feel that there's guiding and embrace, I often call God Heavenly Father, Heavenly Parent. It's when I found that calling God Heavenly Parent, I feel my brothers and sisters. Yes, yes, I do. I realize I'm not the only one, even though we're not blood related. Yes? Okay. I'm not sure I'm making myself understood here and how that works for me. Please don't fight over the address and how you want to address God, the Creator, the Creator, the Creator. I use the word Creator for my Heavenly Parent, my Heavenly Father, my Heavenly Mother. When there is artistic stuff involved, gardening, for example, all these different positions that I see God in it, and on how these positions, these names, positions, are there for me to relate. Yes, find all these crevices and depths of love. Yeah. All right. So that's why in this I feel joy. I feel a lot of joy reading this, even though I can't help it, because I trust God. And if someone wanted to write this down, I don't see anything per se ominous in it, or, hey, well, that's wrong. Okay, so how is it being used? Okay, not much different than what Elihu did, but that doesn't matter to me. With Elihu, I don't know Elihu. Who knows? Why did you say that? But here, this is different. Somehow it's different. It's a little difficult to explain it, but it does. It feels different. Okay. Do you go hunting prey for the lioness? Do you satisfy the hunger of your lions? Where they crouch in their den, waiting eagerly in the bushes? Who makes provision for the raven when his little ones cry out to God, craning their necks in search of food? That's the end of it. Who provides? That's the other thing too. Beware when you suddenly, without realizing, create just another idol. We do not own true parents. And to make them into something here on earth that is past the guidance and the gift that they've given to us, all the work they've done, to make them something that they're not, which are idols, okay, then we're going in the wrong direction as well. The one and only. And this again, right? What's God saying here? If we want to take... or what has someone received? Right? See, now I have to say, I see why they wanted to put this in here maybe, but did they put it in here for that particular... Okay, now I'm questioning people again, right? I don't question God. Our Heavenly Father is the one we're living for. Our Heavenly Mother is the one we are living for. Our Heavenly Parent is the one we are living for and love the most and give to the most. Do you understand? No one here on earth. No one. Not even Jesus. Jesus in spirit was my brother. My very, very, very beloved brother. Not an idol. There are the first two commandments. Study them. There. Okay. That's it for right now. Oh. So, how does God embrace us? Oh my gosh. I said that yesterday, I believe, on how I had sisters. Sisters in faith who kept me centered. God-centered as well. Yes? Yeah. And I had an experience. It was Easter again. I've told this story before, but I feel like I need to tell it today. And I was, Easter's a hard one for me. Yeah, going toward that last Easter week. Going towards Good Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. And I had to go to work. And it was Good Friday. I had to go to work. And I just stood there wrapping this meat, and the tears just were rolling down my face, just thinking again on, oh my gosh, it's been 2,000 years. Get over it already, you know, on what Jesus went through. Affects me every time. And I can't stand in the way that, okay, all right, we're not going to go there. And while I was standing there, suddenly I felt this warmth wrap around me. And I knew it was my brother Jesus who embraced me and comforted me. I wanted to comfort my brother Jesus in spirit world with my devotion per se, or my still grieving. And my brother Jesus ended up comforting me. Once things are in the past, what you going to do, right? You can't recall it, this or that. But we sure can make a difference towards the future. At least let's not make the same mistakes. I guess the best that one can do is keep putting out that plea. Yes? We need to stop that infighting in our church, that division stuff and all that. Every family has some problems with some family members, this and that. That doesn't mean that the rest of the world gets involved. They're going to have to figure that out on their own. I'm in my own family. We're dealing with some things as well with a couple of people. Yeah. And we support both of them, but we don't get in the middle of it. They're going to have to work this out. It might take some time, but they're going to have to work it out together, right? We're not enabling one side or the other, push one side or the other. We're just there to love them both. And I think that's something that we in our movement with true parents and true children, we need to do the same. We don't muddle in their conflict. We don't enable their conflict. We love them on both sides. We love them and encourage them to find peace together again. That's what we do. To the people out there who are not willing to do that, or cannot do that, please step aside. Please don't create a greater rift in that family than there already is. That goes absolutely against the laws of heaven and true parents' teaching and Jesus' teachings. Please think about that. Okay? Yes. Okay. All righty. Of course, the people that are listening to me, I don't have to tell you that. But maybe you can, when you, all right. We teach together, right? Yes, yes, yes. May Heavenly Father, Heavenly Parent, God, Yahweh, the Creator, Money to the Almighty, bless and protect you and embrace you with love, and it will. Talk to you all, God willing, tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. I might make one on the farm. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Yes, let's see how busy it gets there. I should have some time. Bye.